Alright, so today we're going to be installing a set of Boysen Reeds. Have the reeds right here. Boysen Power Reeds, or the dual stage. So I'm going to be putting them in this. This is a 1994 KX125. It's a good bike. It's got a weird little running issue right now. You keep going leaner with the jetting, but it's still running rich. It's got a little pop in, hard to start, all that signs of reeds. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Check them out and see what they look like and put the new ones in. So there's a couple ways you can get the carb out. You can go ahead and loosen the Allen key here, get this plate out of the way, loosen them up here, take the seat off, take the exhaust off, and swing it up. Another way is to just pull these back and pull it out here. It's a tight fit, but it can be done. So what I'm going to do here is loosen these brackets here that's on the intake manifold, the intake boot. And then this one here as well for this boot. Now this one here, if we can get this one out of the way, it'll be a lot easier. So this clamp right here won't fit between the shock and the frame. So when you're taking it off, if you can take this all the way off and get it out of the way, it'll make it easier, because then you can just pull this out of the way and get the carburetor out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all the way out. Just out of the way so that I can take this and pull this back all the way in here. All right, so that's out of the way. All right, as soon as you get that out of the way, you'll have a lot more room to get the carburetor out. So now we're going to take the slide out. Take the fuel line off. And grab the carb. We're just going to pull it out of that intake boot right there. Alright, and then we're just going to take it out. It's got a little vent line hanging up inside there. You can see the vent line right there. And it takes a little bit of working to get it out. Kind of like you wish there was just a little bit more room in there to get it out, but just turn it down like that and here we are. So carburetor's out of the way. Put it right there. Okay, now we have the reed cage to get out. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a 8mm. I guess it goes without saying that we're working with the intake right here, so you want to be careful not to drop anything in there. Just take your time. Looks like we have one 8mm on the bottom. It's going to be a little tight to get to, so we're going to go ahead and take this off right here. One on the bottom side, the middle, the far side here. Oops, sorry. Just slowly taking all the screws out here, or the bolts, 8mm. One on the bottom side. And then we just have these two right here left, and then our cage should come right out. last one right here. And there's a gasket behind this reed cage that you want to be careful not to damage. It's always best to have a new one, but I don't have a new one on hand right now. And the customer just brought me the reed cage itself, so hopefully we'll be able to get them out of there with no problems. There's there. Let's see if this is one going to come out for us. Stuck on there pretty good. Expected. So you have a little tab, a little bit of room right here. I'm just going to lightly tap it there and see if I can get it to free up. See how it goes. Real light, nice easy taps, and it's free. So let's take a look at it. And the reeds look real good. They are opening a little bit. So you can flip them over, but you know the best way to do is just replace them and not save money on reeds. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. It's real simple. We're just taking off the screws right here. And if you, here you have your directions on the back. Of course, a sticker. All right, so if you go by the directions here, it shows you some basic stuff. And what it's saying is to get rid of the rev plate. All right, use the provided rev plate that it comes with, which is the metal ones right here, and to not use the stops right there. So when we take those off, we're not going to use them. All right, so all you do here, take your screws off. All right, so we're not going to use this right here. Take these reeds off. Clean it. You want to check all these surfaces. These are nice and these look really good. Rubber right there. They're looking good. We got the other side that's still kind of shot. So those are next. All right, so here we're going to go ahead and carefully cut out the new reeds. And it comes with the rev plate. All right, so this is what we're looking at here. These are dual stage. So you want to put the bottom plate on, and then the top one is a whole one piece on top of it. Okay, so we have our screws to put back in. Now when you're putting the screws back in, it's a good idea to put a dab of Loctite on it. All right, so I have some Loctite here. This is the medium strength Loctite. So what I'm going to do is just get my screw ready. Just put a dab of Loctite on there, because you certainly don't want a screw coming loose and a reed coming apart. because you didn't take care of the screws going in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is just kind of line everything up here. A little tricky at first, get that first one in there. There we go. Alright, then get the second one ready to go. And these also have lock washers on them to help prevent the screws from coming loose. So you got your Loctite and you got the lock nuts on there, so even better. Do the same on this side here. Remember, reeds are a wear item. You know, these, looking at them, don't look terribly bad. And normally people say just look at them, and if there's a gap, or if they're cracked, replace them. But you don't want to wait until they crack to replace them. This is something you should be doing as a maintenance item. And, you know, when you get a bike used and you're not sure of the condition of the bike or if it's been taken care of, you know, when you get new oil and you're getting maybe new piston rings and stuff, check these things out. And you know, replace them if they look frayed, or if they're opened up at all coming off of the block, if they're coming off of the reed cage at all, just replace them. They're not too expensive. Alright, so again we got the Loctite on there, the lock washers on there. We have these plates removed. The gasket's still good, didn't get messed up at all. So here we have them installed, ready to go. Alright, everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put these back on there. Alright, clearly that says up right there, so there's going to be no mixing that up. So let's get them back installed. Always check your boot for any damage. This one's aged, but the inside part looks good. And remember, if you see some cracking and stuff on here, it's not the end of the world. You have a lot of rubber in between here. It does crack on the outside sometimes, but pay attention to, check it, make sure it's not cracked all the way through. It's just something to be aware of. Let's just put all the screws back in. This is the boring part of the video. Putting screws in, taking them out, putting bolts in, bolts out. Not fun, but necessary. Now what I'm going to do before I put this carburetor on, I'm just going to pull it, open it up, check the jetting in there and see what kind of jetting he has. And I'm going to put it back to the Pro Circuit recommended jetting, which is usually pretty good. There's really a little bit you need to do as far as adjusting off of that. So you know, jetting is it's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother topic. I enjoy jetting, getting bikes running just perfect, but it's not for the faint of heart. You're gonna have to do some testing, do some plug chops, do some. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You can pull the exhaust and look how much how wet the exhaust is on the inside. You want to try to get that to a certain distance. If it's wet too far down the pipe, you lean it out. If it's too dry down the pipe and you got nothing, you want to richen it up. So there's different things you need to check and test, and it's a lot more time, and you know, it's different things. I've already put this. Already has a excuse me. Already has a leaner slide in it than what was in it originally. So you got to pay attention to the rest of your jetting when you start changing things like that. Alright, so I'm going to snug these up right here. And we are done with our reed installation. Tighten these up, not too tight, don't kill them. You certainly don't want to have any air gaps or any air getting inside the cylinder there. It'll cause it to lean and damage the cylinder. So sit one more on the bottom. We can't really see. That's it. We are done. Reeds in. This bike should be a little crisper now in the throttle response, and which was all it really needed. I'm going to go ahead and check the jetting in here and see what it's jetted to. Check what the specs should be for the Pro Circuit stuff, and put it back together. You guys saw how it came apart, so it's real simple. If you do this right here, it makes a big difference. Just get that bracket out of the way and pull this back, and you can get the carb out. If you don't, if you leave this bracket in, you won't be able to get this past here, and you'll be fighting it the whole way. So as far as tips go for this video, this is going to be my tip right here. Take that bracket out, pull this up out of the way, just prop it there, then it gives you a mile of room. All right. So guys, get it done, ride safe, and I'll see you next time.